Hi, my name is Professor Gail Illich, and I'm your math instructor here at McLennan Community College. I'd like to take a minute to go over your syllabus with you and orientate you with the class. I'm really looking forward to working with you this semester, and I hope you learn a lot and enjoy the class. All right, here we are with our introduction to Calculus 2, Math 2414 here at McLennan Community College. And in this video, I would like to take time to take a look at the syllabus with you. Not going to read it to you because it's Cal 2, so I know you can do a lot of good reading and highlighting and writing on it yourself, but I will go over the highlights of it. I'll look at the video conferencing tool that we'll be able to use whenever you need to talk to me or ask me a question about a problem, and then also where I will verify your identity and make sure that it is you that is doing the work in the class by taking an oral exam with me and perhaps interacting with some other students. And then we'll take a look at the website where all the homework is done. So depending on the semester, you will have different dates. This syllabus is for a summer session. If it's a long semester, obviously the dates will be different, but the majority of the syllabus is the same. You will, as you're reading through on yours, note at the end of this video, once you have put in your orientation and you've introduced yourself on the discussion tab, and what I want you to do is send me an email with the subject as your full name and the course name, which our course name is Math 2414 Calculus 2, and then go ahead and tell me that you've done each of these items, and then you should get a response email from me verifying that I am getting your emails, and we are welcoming you individually to the class. You can see how you can get in touch with me. I am in Nebraska, but I do have an office at MCC Math 211 for now, and in that office there is a computer set up with a camera where during my office hours you can coordinate with the math department secretary or one of the faculty there to get into my office and have a video conference with me. Or if you would prefer, you can do that from your house if you have a camera or a smartphone, a camera on your computer or a smartphone. We can do those during my office hours from 9 to 10 on Monday through Thursday, or another time that works for both you and me. A good way to contact me is through my cell phone, 254-424-6217, or text. So either way is a good way to contact me. You'll see here the course description and our course objectives, building on Cal 1, looking at application problems, looking at new functions defined by sequences and series. It's an exciting class. It's quite rigorous, but you're going to really come away with a lot of new mathematical understanding. The way the course is, the grading works is we have homework, quizzes, and then exams. The homework is worth 15% of your grade. You can do it as many times as you want until the due date, but you need to earn an 80% on it before the due date, because then you have to take a short timed quiz where you will actually take a photo of your work that you will upload to the computer, or you can use the math palette and type your work in. But those I will grade those myself. So you have the homework, which is should be an automatic 100 because there's so many ways to do a nice job on that. But then the quizzes are going to be checking for understanding and checking that you're showing your work properly. So just a little bit more of a challenge, but I do drop the 3 lowest quiz grades. You have 4 online unit exams, and they're worth 35% of your final grade. There are no makeup exams. I will drop the last one, so that shouldn't be a problem. You have a face-to-face interview and oral exam, which could happen. It will happen at least once during the semester. It may happen several times, where you meet with me and you through the video conference using Zoom, and you will talk to me about if any questions you have, and then I will check your ID, and then I will ask you questions to verify that it's you that's doing the work in the class. So you should be able to work problems for me and maybe even interact with your classroom, with your classmates during that exam. Your final exam is online and also comprehensive, and you will be asked to submit work during the final exam, which I will grade. So we have homework worth 15%, quizzes 15%, 4 online exams at 35%, lowest one dropped, lowest 3 quizzes are dropped. And then your 10% of your oral, your face-to-face interview. If you do not do your face-to-face interview, you will not pass the course. This is mandatory, so you have to participate. And then the cumulative final exam. The way that I take attendance is by the online submission of your homework by the due date. So if you miss the homework submission, then you're counted absent. So while you can go back and improve a homework score, you must submit some of it by the due date in order to be counted present. I talk a little bit about study habits. There's lots of videos within the course that I recommend that you take along with notes, and your textbook is available, and there's show me example help and such. The process to withdraw from the class is that you need to email me before the withdrawal date, and I will complete the necessary procedures in order to drop you from the class. There are technology resources at MCC. In addition, these are websites. If you're in Waco, you can go to the math lab or the library or the Student Success Center, and there are computers there that are all equipped to help you, so if you're having any types of Wi-Fi issues or things like that, those computers are available for you to use. Just bring your own headphones to get acclimated to that. You could also just, well, I'm sorry, those computers are hardwired in, but there's also Wi-Fi. So if you're having trouble with your internet connection, and you could just go out to MCC and use the Wi-Fi there if you would like. Okay, some Title IX information and contact information there. And then here's your assignment page. Make sure you have this printed out and make sure you're paying attention to what's due when, because remember, not only that's also your attendance, in addition to how you're going to get credit in the course by doing these assignments at a passing level. You've already done this because you've registered for the class. And then this last, I draw your attention to say the last 3 pages of the syllabus is very important for you to read, because it kind of is going to familiarize you with using the My Math Lab. The Zoom video conferencing is a really neat program that I'm going to demonstrate to you right now. These are the instructions on how to get to the Zoom video conference, how to do it. You can do it either from a computer if you have like a laptop with a camera or a computer with a webcam, or you can download the app if you have a smartphone or tablet. You have apps at either of these places where, the iCloud or the iTunes or Google Play, and then you can join a meeting that way. So I'll just show you. This is on the computer, mclennan.zoom.us, and you would just click join a meeting, and then you enter the meeting ID and click join, and you notice it has a Zoom launcher. It needs your permission to run, so I'm just going to say always run, and then I'll say join the meeting, and then you're probably going to see an image of me, which is kind of weird and delayed. So I'm going to, and plus it'll look kind of scary. So I'm going to close, and you have to join the audio conference, but I'm going to close out of that, and then I will close this. But that's what the video meeting looks like. Okay, so there's a bunch of tips here in handwriting for success in the class, and what I'm going to do is kind of go through with you on the website. So if you go to the announcements, or I'm sorry, if you go to our course, which is in My Math Lab, the first thing that you should see is the announcements. And you'll always have an announcement. You always want to check your announcements. You might want to view all the announcements. At the top here is going to be assignments that are due and such. Those will come up, and you'll kind of see those things as the semester progresses. Here is a quick link to the page that has what's due when. So this is your semester at a glance. And then if you expand, this one's already expanded. If I click on that triangle, it closes it up. If I click on the lessons, these are all the units. And notice each unit, if you expand it, it'll have homework help. These are videos that I've made for homework problems when students have had questions about homework. So like in 6-1, there were quite a few questions, so I made short videos for the homework. But if you click on just the unit one, it'll give you examples, and then there's like a trig formula sheet, derivatives and integral sheet, and then here's a video for part 1 of section 6-1, and then I have blank notes and then complete notes that you can print out as you follow along in the videos. And so there's some examples on how you want to go through. So make sure you watch the videos before you attempt the homework. Then when you click on the homework and test button, this is where you'll do your homeworks, your quizzes, and your tests. So right now, all I'm looking at is just the homework. If I want to look at quizzes and if I want to show all, I think it looks a little better. So if I click on show all, I will see how it's lined up. This is kind of out of order right now, but the pages are messed up. So let me go to the first assignments. So assignment 1 to 20 of 56. So you have your online homework orientation, and then notice 6-1 has a prerequisite that you have to make 100 on the online homework orientation first. And then the quiz for section 6-1, you have to make an 80 on homework 6-1 before you can start that, and you have to finish it by the due date. So you have to kind of watch out for these due dates because they can come and get you. If you click on 6-1, now, it tells you that you can't do it, but since I'm an instructor, I'm going to continue and go ahead and take this quiz, or do this homework, sorry. And I just want to draw your attention to question number 4, which is an SW, meaning that it's a show work question. So if I click on question number 4, a couple of things are going to pop out. It's just a little slow today. Sorry about my internet. It could be, yeah, it's just slow. I think it's partly because I'm doing a recording at the same time. My computer's really, it's taken a lot of my computer's brain to do this. Right now, it's not normally this slow. So this is, it looks really messy because there's so much in this one, but this is the question, number 4. Find the volume of the solid generated by revolving the region that about the x-axis. And if you look off to the right-hand side, there's all kinds of help here. This is a video that the textbook authors made. You can go to the textbook. So if you view an instructor tip, this is what I said, which is where on this problem, you actually have to show work, and I want you to practice doing that by either carefully writing out your answer in a dark, like a Sharpie on a white sheet of paper, and taking a photo of it, and then emailing it to yourself in the size of under 200 kilobytes. So on my phone, it's like a medium size, and then I can upload the photo within the show work button. So the show work tab is right here. It kind of came up, and what I can do is I can go click on here, and I can click insert picture, and if I had my picture that I took of my work, I can just insert it right there. The other thing I can do is I can use the math palette, but I have to show my work step by step with the math palette, so that sometimes can be a little bit tedious to do. So some students think it's faster just to upload the picture since they've already probably done the work. on a sheet of paper. So you're going to want to practice getting that work to show up, and you're going to need to get kind of good at it because on your quizzes, the quizzes are timed and you have to show your work on your quizzes with this method. But students normally either get pretty good at taking a picture with their phone or typing in the work. When you type it in, you do have to show step by step all of your steps to work it. Okay, and then you can check your answer. If you miss it, you can go back and try it again with a similar exercise. So you can work these problems as many times as you want until the due date, and that should be kind of a nice activity for you. The view and example, students sometimes really lean way too heavy on these. So make sure that you're not going straight to the view and example and then trying to work the problem, because we tend to just kind of copy what's happening in the view and example instead of really doing the work yourself. And what's going to happen is when you go to the oral exam, you're not going to be able to explain to me how to do the problem because you're not going to have a view and example right in front of you. So you need to make sure that you're learning how to do this material on your own and just using the view and example as kind of a last resort. Okay, and so then you can just leave the page. It'll save your work as you go. That's how you do the homework. Again, if we go back here, when it first comes up, it just is showing homework. If you want to see just the quizzes and tests, you can click on quizzes and tests. If you want to show all, you can see everything that's due. Here on the grade book, you can check your grades as you're progressing through the material. In the discussion, what I want to do is have students, introduce themselves to the class, and also if they have any problems getting the show work to work, if you want to talk about any problems that you have there. So any course questions you have here, and then introductions, you can post your introductions here. And then if you click on syllabus and faculty information, you'll get my information again along with the syllabus. So that's pretty, in a nutshell, all I wanted to talk to you about. If we go back, or we can just stay here. If you go to the announcements, this is always the first place you want to check and look at your lessons and go ahead and get started. So remember, I'm just a phone call, text, email, video conference away, and so I look forward to helping you understand Calculus 2 and making the most out of your experience here at McLennan Community College.